Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back through daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about some more Ripple and XRP news, because today we have some exciting stuff to talk about in regards to the SEC lawsuit, with a possible settlement happening very soon, which I think is a massive catalyst event. We've talked about this in the past multiple times. And with that in mind, before we fully jump into this video, I just want to ask if you guys could please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and I do greatly appreciate it. Also, for anybody who does want to get my personal exit strategies and all that kind of stuff, go check out NCashOfficial.com. There's a ton of stuff on here, as well as the Ultimate Curiosity Trading Bundle Pack, which does include everything on the website, as well as all future content for free, and it is on sale 35% off for a limited time only. But with that in mind, let's talk about the market sentiment. So we just seen the entire weekly candle close for all of, pretty much the market. XRP closed at about 80.5 cents. I was personally trying to wait for a close above 85 cents. I thought 85 cents would have been the strongest point for us to close at, but of course we didn't get that, which is totally fine. The market sentiment right now is fairly just kind of boring, just sideways momentum, kind of ranging on, which, if we're talking about my latest video from today, the extended cycle, I think that we have a lot more of this in store for us. Of course, I'd love to be wrong. I think that when we're watching the market settlement play out, we're just kind of watching some key significant points, which is aka dominance. We're talking more so about the prices on a lot of charts, and we're waiting for that next major move throughout this entire market. But if we're not in an extended cycle, what exactly are we in? Because we're definitely not in the typical 4-year cycle where we're expecting Bitcoin to go to the moon once more, while pretty much the entire market kind of goes and follows it with it in terms of dominance dropping, right? But again, has Bitcoin topped? Are we in a bear market? Like, that's the questions that we're asking ourselves right now. And I think that the video from earlier today pretty much, kind of goes in depth on a lot of these questions and concerns. But overall, in terms of the market, the sentiment is very fearful. A lot of people are very fearful. A lot of people are scared. But honestly, this is probably the most calming time for me in this market. When everything is pumping and everybody's very greedy, that's the time where I suspect like there's a lot of frustration in my own mind, and there's a lot of stress in my own mind, because you got to pretty much think to yourself, well, should I probably sell some alts right now and kind of have some fiat on the side? Because when everybody's greedy, that's when you should be fearful. When everybody's fearful, that's when you should be greedy. And I actually said this on Twitter today. I said, a lot of people, will sell fear, and the smart money will accumulate it. And that's essentially it, right? That's exactly what just happened in this market. That's exactly the flush that happened, which in my mind, I think that this was all very well needed. I think it's similar to, the summer, time drop in price, which a lot of people were very fearful during that time as well. This was a pretty scary time for a lot of those new investors. But I think that this is where legends are made. I think that this is pretty much exactly what should happen. I think that this is pretty much what allows us to go higher, which again, when you're looking at it and talking about this exact low point that we hit, and you're talking about the new all-time high that we hit, this is a perfect play at hands, right? This is exactly what needs to happen. And I suspect that we're going to be seeing that nice repeated pattern play out in front of us. Now, I do want to talk to you guys more so about the XRP lawsuit, because it's actually pretty funny, to say the least, with things that are unfolding. For an example, this article I read today, and it made me laugh. So we do see here, SEC Chairman Gary Gensler stresses crypto markets are open to manipulation, investors vulnerable. Well, he should know that it's open to manipulation, since, him and his entire team essentially manipulated the market anyways. We're seeing, this call for protection. Gary Gensler wants more investor protection in crypto markets, but protection against who? I mean, that's the real case here. He's saying this asset class is, rifled with fraud, scams, and abuse in certain applications, he said. In many cases, investors aren't able to get rigorous, balanced, and complete information on tokens or trading and lending platforms. And, I think there's a bare minimum amount of coins in this space that are scams. And I think that it's easy to distinguish against them, especially being a new or not new investor. Realistically, all you have to do is look at the top 100 projects and kind of look at them and say, well, these are a logical, sensible coin to put my money in. But is Shiba Inu? I mean, seriously, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand that, something like Shiba Inu is not a good long-term investment. It's not even a good short-term investment in my mind, of course. But of course, do your own research and, do what you want. But you look at something like XRP, you look at something like HBAR, ALGO, IOTA, Stellar, stuff like that. and you kind of do some research, and you could easily find all that information. But who is going to be able to say, well, I think that the SEC is going to rug pull everybody and just sue this one asset out of the hundreds and to thousands of coins within this market, and I just think that that's funny. Now, we do see here he began by acknowledging that Satoshi Nakamoto's Bitcoin white paper and the crypto markets that followed have been catalysts for change. Innovation is real, and it has been and could continue to be a catalyst for change in the fields of finance and money. And of course, we do see here, unfortunately, this asset class is rifled with scams and blah, 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 right? This leaves markets open to manipulation. This leaves investors vulnerable. If we don't address these issues, I worry a lot of people will be hurt. You mean like the 62,000, or I think it's like up to like 65,000 XRP holders that pretty much signed the class action lawsuit against the SEC? Like, why are we not hearing any talks about XRP at all? We don't get any sort of recognition from these individuals that pretty much brought XRP down to, 17 cents earlier this year, and it's continued to be hurting this investment overall. It's suppressing the price. We don't hear talks about it at all, though, and I'm tired of not hearing about it. We want clarity. We want, pretty much at least a little bit of recognition on their end on what happened to XRP. We also see here Ripple versus SEC drama update. Parties have 3 days left to supplement their arguments. We just hear renowned corporate lawyer James Fallon shares an order from the U.S. magistrate judge crucial for Ripple case. You see here, here's that crucial information. Now, overall, we do see here new legal briefs should be filed before December 8th, 2021. Simultaneously file letter briefs. Okay, so they're essentially going to simultaneously file these from NetBurn's overall, pretty much document that she wants them to do. And of course, we do see here the briefs should be filed before December 8th. New papers should supplement the parties' arguments regarding Ripple's latest motion to compel. These supplemental briefings should be filed as deliberative process privilege. Mr. Fallon's audience is certain that the obligation to provide new briefs was hotly anticipated and should be interpreted as a small win for Ripple. The law change slightly favors the SEC. At the same time, Attorney Jeremy Hogan, shares that the extraordinary document law change favors the position of the SEC. However, commentators should wait for the release of new briefs. Mr. Hogan concludes he compared the court order to the behavior of a daddy who changes his child's bedtime. Overall, I think that there is still some things to kind of unfold within this lawsuit, but we haven't been seeing too many updates. This is a small update in my mind, of course, but in terms of what's happening throughout this entire market with, all of these, lawsuits and things that are happening, like, for example, like ADA getting delisted and Tron getting delisted, like, all of that's going to pretty much unfold before our eyes at a greater pretty much flow. I think that there's still a lot more legality problems within this space that are going to probably come from the SEC. We know that they're essentially like on a warpath to crypto. But in my mind, when we're talking about what's happening with Ripple and XRP, I think that Ripple is going to be the hero for crypto. We look here, right? A settlement with Ripple is arguably likely, and it probably won't restrain the agency from going after Ethereum next or filing a mega enforcement action against many exchanges that could make the plight of Deaton's XRP holders look small in comparison. And I suspect that we could be seeing the same thing, and we do see our crypto investors now realize that the SEC is making it up as it goes. It invents rules and uses enforcement or the threat of it to cement its arbitrary policy. The SEC is broken, but Congress is the fix. Remember that. Now, this is coming from the same article here. And the best thing about this is, first off, I always suspected that if Congress could step in, we could be seeing this entire lawsuit pretty much behind us in terms of a settlement happening very, very soon. And in 1 second, let me just pause this so that this doesn't play. All right, it's playing anyways. It's all good. But anyways, in terms of what is happening within this lawsuit, I think there's many things that still have yet to unfold. First off, the 62,000 holders of the digital currency XRP, claiming they are innocent victims, has not been at all recognized. Nobody, like the SEC has not even, said a single thing about the 62,000 holders that said that the SEC has hurt them. But they're, of course, continuing to, help investors be safe during this entire market. It's just comical, to say the least. But I do believe that Congress will be stepping in very soon. And we've seen even the CEOs of Ripple call for Congress to step in. So I think that this is going to be very interesting, to say the least, on what will happen to this lawsuit, to a possible settlement as well. I'm very excited for it. And we do see here the truth about Citi and Ripple. So as you guys do know, we've been looking into this possible Citi and Ripple partnership for a fairly long time. We do see here we started ProCoin News with 2 simple guiding principles. Always tell the truth, always keep it fresh. These principles guide our writing, researching, posting, and editing on a daily basis, and it means sometimes we need to bring the truth to something that's not entirely accurate. And that's where we start with the story. So if you've been on Twitter the past few days, you've likely seen something like this tweet making the rounds. And we do see here, boom, Citibank will use Ripple XRP token to facilitate international payments. Citibank is working with Ripple since 2013-2014, official Citibank website. And we do see here, we actually had this open already. Here we go, sorry. We do see here, Ripple is well known in this market, using the technology that supports the XRP token to facilitate international payments. Banks initially viewed Ripple as a competitor, though increasingly banks are partnering with Ripple. Okay, I mean, it doesn't really tell us anything about them using XRP or Ripple. Of course, this is no hate towards anybody or anything like that, but I'm just saying there's really no like actual evidence here. This here, apologies, but don't think Flywire is a Ripple user. At least not confirmed. The consensus about this article seemed to be the Ripple mention is an aside, not a description of Flywire / Citi Ripple use. They talk about their future crypto use case, though, here. And like I said, a lot of people are still kind of saying, like, dude, like, this does not mean that they're using XRP. And I believe the same thing here. A nearly identical version of the tweet was posted, not just retweeted, by many individual users. And like I said, the tweet claims that they are using it, and we do see here that it's not really a use case, and it's really not confirmed at all. So in my mind, the reason why I bring this up and the reason why I continue to talk about this is the fact that I don't want anybody to really kind of get into the idea on, is this confirmed or not? It's the idea that a lot of things get posted within this this market that pretty much will aside from the idea of truth. But we do see here how Citi and Flywire sped payments to get PPE from China to Boston. Now, there is really no mention just yet of Ripple in this, but they are talking about Ripple here, possibly partnering with them, of course, if you want to. But that said, the fact that Citi chose to post this article to their website speaks volumes. It's also not the first time major banks have been conclusively tied to Ripple and XRP. Of course not, because there's been a ton of possible partners. We even see here PNC was the first U.S. bank to join the Ripple network. And of course, we do talk about Bank of America as well and all that kind of stuff. Now, we do see here Citi, 8 years, 9 months, head of application development, WorldLink, global cross currency with FX. And this is Rakesh Yadav. I hope that I said his name right, but nonetheless, we do see here a leading innovation in digital payment strategy for international payment utilizing blockchain technology, e.g. Citicoin, an experimentation project with Stack like Ripple Labs, Hyperledger, Chain.com, and its relevance in corporation banking. And from Cointelegraph, we're hiring in the digital payment space was reported for Citi just a few weeks ago. So I don't think, and we do see here, Citi is not the only major U.S. bank hiring crypto talent. The Bank of America sought a specialist on Ripple XRP in October. Like I said, a lot of these banks are connected to Ripple, but in my mind, I don't think that Citi is just yet working with Ripple. But I've also talked to you guys about the top 38 of the 100 banks utilizing XRP technology or trialing the XRP technology. And when we're talking about the top 38 of the 100 top banks, I suspect at one point in time, all of the top 100 banks will be utilizing Ripple technology, utilizing XRP, and Citi, of course, will be one of them. So I don't think that this is, Citi and Ripple, working together confirmed or anything. Of course, there's a lot of mentions of Ripple, and we do see that they did, pretty much look into use cases within Ripple. But overall, from an overall base point, I just don't think that this is confirmed, and I don't think that we should be saying that, Citi is working with Ripple. I think that that is a very poor way of wording it. And again, no hate towards anybody. I'm just saying, like, we got to be careful with what we believe or what we hear, especially on YouTube. Whenever I do a video, when we look at something that is confirmed with XRP, I always do a lot of research within this. This is one of those things where I kind of have to debunk it, and we kind of utilized an article to do that as well. So shout out to ProCoin News, and overall, with that in mind, I hope that you all enjoyed this. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.